Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Town of Cicero Planning Board meeting. Would you please join us in the Pledge of Allegiance? Mary, would you lead us out, please?
I pledge allegiance to the flag and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. First order of business is the approval of the minutes from the November 5th meeting. Any questions or comments? Supposed to be the 19th. For the November 19th meeting. I should have known that. Thank you. Questions or comments? Do we have a motion to approve?
Motion to approve.
Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Jim?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Mary?
Yes.
Zach?
Yes.
I vote yes for the approval. Next, we will open the meeting to public comment. If there's anybody here that would like to address the board on any active application, you may do so now. Given nobody's approach, we'll close the public input. I just want to recognize we've got Rob Santucci in the audience. He's our supervisor-elect. Congratulations and welcome. Welcome. And we'll move on to the first agenda item. This is a continuation of a sign request for Wilkins RV at 8010 Bruton Road. We're going to finish this tonight, right? Welcome back.
Good evening, Mr. Chairman, board members. David Rosanti, Metropolitan Sign Company, Baldwinsville, New York.
Andrew Diesler, Wilkins RV.
Thank you. Do we have the new color? I haven't seen it.
Yes. I don't know how it's displayed,
Bring it right on up.
and I guess what happened last week, look, I just had a couple of questions. I didn't, the last meeting kind of been biased, we didn't need to. But what are you looking for us to do? Because the colors that we submitted or used, we use them all over the place, red up and down the road. I just, a little bit of a loss for what cost us a month in this place, and a little bit of a loss. You just tell me red.
Yes. So the
My understanding, signs themselves, this is strictly.
correct. That's correct. Yeah. And it was just because of the actual area that's being covered by the paint. It's big. There's a lot of it. The color that was presented last meeting was too bright in the opinion of the board. Too brilliant.
The top one, the red, is different from our logo, and it's the same as the flag, so we figured we'd maybe go with that option. If the options are you don't want that much red, should we just say, let's get the signs approved so we can get them hung up? And do you want us to do something different and just not have some, because red's red to me, if it's muted or it's a little brighter. I mean, we can do this for months, bring in a different sample, and I don't want to do that because we're already lost.
I understand. Yeah. We don't want you to do that either.
So I mean, if we want to
We-
table all this for options for color only, I mean, I'm looking for an answer because we've got this gentleman, his company. Now we're gonna have up in the air 30-degree weather. Hopefully it's 30 degrees instead of.
I thought,
There's concerns with that.
yeah, I thought you were doing it in the spring.
Something lettering.
So what we were looking at, that's from last week? Yeah. Can you bring that up too, please? So this is what was presented 2 weeks ago. And it was the concern of the board that this with that much area was too brilliant. I think we can do one color, just something a little duller, a little rusty. We talked about, right, Mark?
Yeah, that's the way they want to go, and, generally basic colors, things are storage. I think our architectural guidelines pretty much say that. The primary colors are
still want you to be away from primary colors. And that's the conversation David and I had, the last time we spoke, we were gonna bring a different sample, maybe close to maroon or burgundy, say, different sample. Color palette today.
One of those samples, because there's an array there, then you'd be like, we're okay with this. There's 1,000. I'm not trying to be difficult either, I'm just at a lunch.
We're not either.
Yeah, we're not trying to be difficult.
No.
I personally, I think darker is better, but
Yeah, there's some dark shades in there.
Thoughts?
Yeah, more of a burgundy.
I like it.
Like it?
Yeah.
That's the darkest.
That's kind of how this works.
Correct. We don't have final approval yet, but it was subject to coming up with a color. Mark, what are your thoughts on that one? That's the darkest one in here.
that's my preference.
Everybody happy with that?
I'm happy.
Can you hand that to council? Can you hand that to council, please?
Reds are tricky too, so how many coats are? I know, but they're tricky, like the more coats you put on it changes the color, like how many coats of paint?
Yeah, I just wanted you to be able to reference the number on the back of it.
Sherman Williams when you need him.
Crabby apple?
Says,
I was a regular person over there at Sherwin Williams and Home Depot, getting all these samples. Match them up, so which one might look best.
I think the darker looks better on the lower three sections, but leaving the word Wilkins, more of a nice red. And it would stand out from the rest of it.
Oh, the difference in the lettering is.
And that's the red that you normally use anyway in the Wilkins.
Standard.
Right.
Complex.
Yes.
That's
Right.
all.
We want everything.
Mhm.
When you moving in? Oh, terrific. Oh, I did not know that. Do you want these samples back? Neil, do we need a seeker for this?
Yes.
I'll move for our standard seeker. Do we have a second?
Second,
Jim,
Yes.
Chuck,
yes.
Mary,
Yes,
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes for the seeker. Neil, would you present a motion for approval as discussed, please?
Resolution approving the application on the French color and signs, and well proposed. Wilkins are re-signing the condition on the down, first concerning and or elevation, remedy. Going incorporated by reference into this site, this sign approval and the board's approval thereof. The planning board notes that the has presented color samples regarding color sign and crabby apple. And the best stuff is that it has been included, the second has been included in the planning board file. According to the final board sign, you have to stamp this in form, items such as clear and is. In regard to the reader board of the applicant has volunteered and agreed to display amber alerts when requested to do so as a town official. According to the applicant shall do so upon any such request. Reader board signs will not display any neon, loud, or overly bright colors, and no messages will scroll from interval less than 37. There will be no flashing oscillating for scrolling of messages. The sign may be internally, but not externally lit.
And would somebody like to make that a motion?
I'll make it a motion.
And do I have a second?
I'll second.
Jim,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes,
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes. You're all set.
Yeah.
Sure, absolutely. Do you, perfect.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Our next agenda item is a continuation of the site plan review. This is for proposed America's Tire at 8079 Brewerton Road. Good evening.
Okay, good evening. For the record, my name's Chris Boyer. I'm with Bowler Engineering. And I'm back before you, hopefully to address all the comments and questions and items that you guys had requested regarding our development of a vacant lot in front of the Walmart. It's adjacent to a Mavis Tire and a Federal Credit Union. And we're looking to propose to build a brand new America's Tire facility. During our last meeting, the board came up with some comments. Just go through those and how we've changed the plan so that it addresses all the comments to date. It was brought to our attention that town has recently, over the last year, adopted new landscape standards as well as building design standards. And while they are guidelines, this board did say, do your best and come back and see what you can do so that we can review it. In doing that, we had to push the building further back away from the state highway. And the reason for that is because the landscape standards request that we put in some sort of trees and landscaping along the state highway. And there's some utility easements out in front, and we can't plant trees in the utility easements, so we physically had to push the building back. So we were able to push the building back away from the road, go to one-way circulation behind the building. And that provided us room to put in all the landscaping per plan. There's a tremendous amount of landscaping, as you can see, put up on the screen. Just tremendous amount. It ranges from crabapple trees to honey locust trees to a bunch of landscaping that's lower towards ground cover. So I think we're good on the landscaping aspect of it. And this board also asked if we could move the dumpster away from the state highway as well. So it was put up out front originally, and now as you can see on the plan, it's in the back right corner. So it is located to the rear of the site that's there. This board also asked if we could make sure that we do a nice trash enclosure with vinyl fence, that would be included. I think they did one better. Sometimes it's preference, but they're proposing a masonry split faced actual dumpster enclosure. So, way more costly, more expensive, but, they just don't feel like the vinyl is gonna hold up really well. And so they want to go the extra mile and put in a masonry enclosure, and that's shown on the plan. The board asked if we could put a note on the plan that just said no exterior tire storage, and so that has been added to the plan. One member, and I can't remember who, but asked if we are going to do New York State inspections at this location. And I didn't know the answer at the time. I do know the answer now is no. They don't perform any brake work here or mechanics. This is just a strictly tire business. So they do not do New York State inspection at this location. And then I think the last item was building standards. So just like we did with the landscaping, took a look at the building standards in this area and reviewed the code and came up with some site design that fit for this location. So this is the standard initial application that was submitted to you. This is the one that you said, can you do better? So this is what was submitted. It is a good look. We're proud of this look. We build it a lot across the country. This has got a little bit more cornice detail on the top that's there. It meets a lot of the standards that are out there. The one standard it doesn't meet is the amount of glazing or glass on the front of it. So that was the hiccup for us, is how do we incorporate more glass into this for the glazing? I think the requirement is up to 50%. So it's a large requirement of glazing. But again, we talked about us not wanting to put all of our baggage on view. Like, we're going to have the doors face the main road. It'll have a nice look, but we don't necessarily want everybody looking in at John or Sally changing the tire of somebody's car, right? It isn't like a retail where you're trying to say, hey, this is, buy what's on the mannequin kind of thing. So what we've done here, as you can see, is we've added a lot more glazing to the actual overhead doors that are there. I will point out, it does not meet the 50%, but as this board asked, do what you can. We feel comfortable with this, that we could live with this. It does add some costs, it adds some operation cleanliness that we have to maintain so that it presents well all the time back there. But I think it does get you more of the glass closer to the code as it stands. And with that, I'll turn it back over to the board. I believe those were the only items remaining. Look forward to continuing the conversation and hopefully moving forward with the project.
Thank you. We'll open up the questions. Jim?
I'm good.
Chuck?
Looking at the three main overhead doors on the Route 11 side, looks like the only glass is 2 rows in the middle-ish of the doors. Is that what I'm looking at?
Yeah, the upper portion of it. It's not quite in the middle. If you kind of look at,
Okay.
if you look at the man door, right, that's over here, that's a
Yes.
full height person.
Okay,
And if you draw that along, they would be having to really try to peek into that top bottom window. They're still quite tall.
okay. So you can see lighting and some activity, but that's the extent of it then,
That's it. That's it.
as opposed to full glass doors.
That's correct.
All right, I think it's a nice look.
All right.
Thank you for addressing our concerns and specifically adding more landscaping. I really appreciate that. I just wanted to ask about the material, like what is the white in your elevations? What material is that?
So this white material around the top of the building is called ephes, and it's almost looks like a stucco finish that's there.
Okay, so it'll be rough.
It's like a rough, almost like a textured ceiling look, you know, it's white, it comes in white.
Okay. Because part of our design standards, we require different colors.
Mhm.
So is the bottom gray lighter than the dark or the top?
So you've got the light gray doors, you've got a darker gray
Okay,
up
that's
here,
just
for
the
the-
doors, yeah,
and then you've got the
the white
white or the cream up here.
and the black.
That's correct. And then we're carrying that same door color over here, and then the bronze for the storefront.
Okay. That'll know.
And there's more distinction on that than up on the screen.
Mhm.
That's why I asked.
Yeah, sometimes projection, yeah, this is
Yeah, this is better.
probably a little bit more realistic as how,
Okay,
as it's
so it's
printed.
definitely two different grays.
Yes. And it's different material too. I mean, keep that in mind that, you know, this block here is different than that brick, right? It's got another whole section,
Right.
different texture that's there.
Okay, thank you.
Zach,
I'm all set. I think everything looks good.
I agree. I appreciate the work that you put into it as well, and I'm happy with it. Mike?
Yeah, we're good.
You're all set? Steve?
So the material that faces the road at the front of the building at the top is ephes. Was that on the first plan proposed to be ephes?
I believe it was, it just probably, it might not have been called out.
I thought the design standard said no ephes on the front of the buildings.
I'm sorry,
I
what?
thought the design standard said no ephes on the front of the buildings. I just reviewed Anthony's comments and it wasn't picked up, so I'm wondering if it wasn't labeled on the first go around.
I don't know the answer to that.
Again, I know that there are guidelines, and when we look at this, we used to use ephes a lot, like on McDonald's. And kids would lean up against the building and you can poke holes with your pencils through ephes that's there.
Yeah.
So it could get damaged or bumped, right? We've got masonry at the base. This is just basically going out to hide the trusses, right? The flat trusses. It's almost like a parapet that is up there. So it's the appropriate spot for it to be used, and it breaks it up. There's a lot
High
of
up is that? What's the height where it starts?
the height
Can't really see. it.
where the ephes starts up here is 16 feet tall. The total building is 26 feet tall.
Okay,
So it's up there.
no pencils.
No pencils are gonna, get poked through the ephes.
Are you looking?
That's all I had.
Sure. Are we good with it? Mark, do you know? It's the ethos is, I don't recall.
I think it was discouraged, but I really have to delve into it.
If it was discouraged, would it be because if it was on a lower level, it could get nicked?
I think that.
Because the remainder,
The concern.
yeah.
uh,
the remainder of the sides, it can't be closer than 4 feet to the ground. That was one of the
And
concerns.
this is the upper level.
Mhm.
Neil? Mark, anything additional?
The only thing I'd ask, one of the comments was to provide a clean out on the easement line for the sewer. So it's not shown on this plan, but there should be a 20-foot wide sewer easement here. So we'd like to get it clean out. So let's call it about 10 feet from the connection point to the manhole here. That's gonna delineate the responsibility between the private side, public side, the town side. So, in addition, I'd ask that, provide approximately 10 feet to the connection point for the.
That sounds reasonable.
And that's the only thing comment that I have.
And so we could do an approval conditioned on. With that, I'll make a motion for our standard seeker. Do we have a second?
A second,
Jim?
Yes.
Chuck?
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes for the seeker. Neil, would you propose a motion as discussed, please?
Yes, the new adoption of resolution approving the application on the Haven Properties LLC, 76 Brewerton Road, proposed America's Tire retail facility. This approval is strict condition on the following: one, the color scheme, trend and elevations presented by the applicant to the planning board in regards to this application, incorporated by reference into the site plan and the board approved thereof, according to the actual project and substantial conformity as is presented herein. Two, the applicant will provide a clean out at the easement on approximately 10 feet from the connection to the main.
And would somebody like to make that a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Have a
Second.
second. Jim,
Yes.
Chuck,
Yes.
Mary,
Yes.
Zach,
Yes.
and I vote yes. All set, thank you.
Yeah, we appreciate the help and look forward to bringing another business to town.
Look forward to having you here, sir.
Yes, thank
Yeah.
you.
Welcome to Cicero.
Next item is a sign application for a proposed circle, I'm sorry, for Circle K at 5565 Bartell Road.
It's the first one coming in with. Oh, okay, but these are. Oh, very cool.
Doing tonight,
Good, thank you. How are you?
Doug Wheeler, sign around Tully. I have nothing going on this project whatsoever, except for corporate ID Solutions asked me to be present at the board meeting for them.
Lucky you.
Or not Chicago. So I don't know where you guys stand on this project, what you know about it, and you have the packet, and I just received it like 5 p.m. today.
So you're requesting a sign that's 100 foot tall, corporate ID Solutions. And square footage, 400 and something feet. I think.
Yes.
Yeah. So this is, I'm presuming at some point going to have to go in front of the ZBA.
It's, yes, we received this zoning, board application as well along with this, but I wanted to get it before the planning board initially to get their thoughts on what's proposed prior to going to the zoning board.
You may not be aware, but they actually have signage right on 81
Mhm.
for those, services being provided at the next exit.
Absolutely.
They have them on both directions. What's, and you probably don't know, what's the purpose of this, I assume, is to catch traffic off of 81. But the signs are already there. And it's exceeding our limits by double, going from 50 max to 100 max. So those are the arguments that are gonna have to be presented at the ZBA. And that's something I would have a question with. I took a trip recently to Michigan to see my granddaughter, and I have the GPS map, right? And when I needed gas, I just pushed a button, asked for the next gas station. So I Googled it, 95% of the commercial truck drivers have the same service. So what's the purpose?
Signage has a purpose, it's to catch people's attention, I mean, that's a bottom line, so. That is the only purpose of the sign, it's to throw that up here so you can see it. This one in particular is gonna have the LED display on it, so it shows the fuel prices on it. And that's something you're not seeing on the side of the car. And especially if you're driving a tractor trailer and you're pulling in and you're buying several 100 gallons of diesel fuel at a time. You might wanna skip one station, the next one that's 8 cents less a gallon for diesel.
Yeah, good point. But they're not gonna have that sign at the next one. Not in Cicero.
This is, what I can tell you for sure, what Corporate ID Solutions is doing for Circle K is upgrading all their signs all across the state, so.
Are they?
Down by Tully, right near our building location, they just did their sign now. Town of Amelia, just north of Watertown, they just approved their sign last month over there. So Circle K is just revamping all their locations, all over the state.
So, the variance, we'll leave that in the good hands of the ZBA and whatever they decide. Then we would handle the site plan process of it. Jim, you have any questions?
Okay, so the existing sign you can't see, and it doesn't have the fuel prices on it.
So the existing signs, as far as I can tell, again, I just received this at 5 p.m. tonight. No, it does not have fuel pricing on it. It's 50 feet tall, as opposed to 100 foot tall. And they do have, did you guys receive this packet?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay,
So they did some shots from Interstate 81 where you can actually see like they've circled it red and where the gas station is. And that fact that you cannot see the sign. Where this one will double the height of it, so you can actually see.
And it'll have the prices.
Correct.
Chuck?
This replace the 50-foot sign?
That's my understanding, yes.
Okay, and it will be at the station position of 81. In other words, on the west side. Was it-
Make sure I answer that.
Yeah,
Correctly.
it's. so the
Send that
state- The station's over here, this is Captain Road, their property includes this little bit over here.
Okay,
The park and ride is over in here,
uh-huh,
the existing and proposed, existing signs here, and that's one that will get replaced, so that's where it will be.
It will be going in the same spot.
okay. Okay, thank you.
Mary?
Yes. Sir.
So in the packet, it includes a picture of the Cracker Barrel sign. How tall is the Cracker Barrel sign?
It's not 100. If I remember correctly, it might be like 75 feet.
And that is plenty high enough.
I'd have to go back and look.
And see it.
That's from years ago.
I'm not opposed to a higher sign, but does it need to be that tall?
One of the things I have to factor in is, I don't know how long the track barrel sign is put in, but, it's Mother Nature, pretty real. That's what I don't know how visible the crack barrel sign is for how far away.
It's visible.
So it's been in place for over 25 years because the applicant called it a precedent that we allowed that. And frankly, I think that hurts you, the applicant's request, because that was 25 years ago. Things change relative to,
Sure.
and actually we'd be creating a precedent for new signs if we move forward on it with us. One of the thoughts that I had.
Sure.
I'm glad you mentioned that. Anything else?
Nope. Thanks.
Zach?
I'm all set. Thank you.
Mike?
No, we're good. Steve? Nope. So we'll just follow up with the applicant for the earliest ZBA meeting. This is also going to get referred down to Onondaga County because of variances required for it as well.
Your concerns, height wise, you'll report back to the applicant. That was the question.
No,
Okay, just want to make sure. So I'll take.
you are here for the applicant.
Yeah.
I'll take that and I'll report that back to them. I'm sure they'll do some more research and they'll get back to you and they'll send me back out here again for the next meeting, seeking approval on this.
Let me just check council, anything additional? Mark?
I guess the only thing I'd say is this. And again, this, the way this is proportioned is kind of odd. Kind of asymmetrical. I don't know if they can take these two signs, and I know you probably want them both at the same height and there's visibility, but it's possible to stack these on top of each other, so you have something that's more proportional. As opposed to these things sticking out like big wings off each side.
I mean, the answer to the question is yes. This is essentially for standard.
Well,
So-
again, it's not my decision.
Sure.
But it's one thing I would suggest you consider as a change potentially. In addition, you know, with the size, make sure you're all good with that too.
Sure.
I think, but to me, again, it just doesn't look. That's an opinion, right?
What I'll make sure to do when we come back to the next meeting then is I'll actually have some good quality photos for you of the existing sign that they just completed in Tully that they don't exactly like that, and honestly, it doesn't. It does in the depiction, I agree. And the objective to it is, well, is people associate green. And so it's literally over here, right, draw from what you need to buy.
Is it the same height in for the Tully sign?
To be honest with you, I don't know the answer. I want to tell you yes, but I don't know the answer to that question. It's a lot taller than the one that was there before, I can tell you that, for sure, but we did not get the install on that. So
Okay.
I will, I'll make sure I know the answer.
Yeah.
Terrific. Thank you. Good job for last minute notice.
Thank
You as well. And the last item on the agenda is also for a sign request. This is a proposed Burlington sign at 5671 East Circle Drive. Good evening. Can you grab the mic, please?
So, my name's Rania Cassis. I'm here from Cassis Signs. I'm working with Blair Signs, who is the one that are making the signs, sending it to us to install. So we're representing the new tenant, that is going to be moving into that building and for their exterior sign package. So just kind of looking to see what would get approved and what would not get approved.
You want to kind of go through what you're looking to do?
Yeah, so we're looking to put up 4 sets of letters. Gonna be one on the north elevation, one on the south elevation. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, so one's gonna be on the north elevation, one on the south elevation, one on the east elevation, and then one on a parapet wall on the west elevation. So they're just looking for their exterior sign package. They also have some smaller signage in the front, just like a blade sign, and some wall plaques as well. So just looking for updating into their new logo, with that red background and the white copy on that main front south elevation. And then the rest will have the red faces because it's a secondary signage so that it's a little bit more easy to read from the road. So
These are pretty much where the Office Max signs were.
yeah, it's all in the same spot as the old Office Max signage.
Open it.
And everything says wow on it.
Yeah, I think it's part of their new, because they used to be Burlington Coat Factory. Now I think they're changing it to, kind of more things that apply more to what they sell now. So they kind of sell more brands, kind of like a TJ Maxx. So they're not really a coat factory anymore. So I think that's why they're switching it up now.
Chuck?
I didn't know there was a Burlington over there.
Yeah, that's a new tenant there. Yeah.
Are they operating?
Not yet, no.
Oh.
Probably next year they'll probably be open.
So they're moving out of Clay?
I think it's a new location. It's a brand new location.
Okay.
Hmm.
Well, they used to be here.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay, thank you.
Mary?
So we're back to the big red sign.
Mhm. I know, I saw you guys thinking about the other red. I was like,
Red.
well, I have a lot more red, so.
Yeah, so where your letters, the signs where your letters are red, that doesn't bother me as much as the big red background. I think we'll need samples of the red.
Can you go to item C?
Any thought to flipping it and making the background white and the letters red?
Like that?
Yeah, I can check to see because they are pretty flexible. I know this is their main signage and it's their main, like their primary new logo. So now they're more towards the white letters with the red background. I actually pulled a picture from their new Hartford location it's the same red background, white copy, because it's kind of what they're moving towards now. Which is why the secondary signage is the red copy, so it's their kind of fallback, logo style.
The problem is the red background, that's not the sign, that's the facade.
Yeah, so they would be changing the facade.
They're gonna
So
change it,
I'm
they're
not
gonna
sure if
change
they're
it back to
painting
white.
Yeah, I'm not sure if they're painting it or just adding, because this one has panels that they just painted. So I think they're just gonna paint the existing storefront and just install it on top.
Well, what Mary's saying, and I would agree with her, is that you gotta reverse those colors. Make the
Yeah.
letters red. The sign,
Because Wilkins is. Colors, yes, they've got this color. So you've got a color scheme for the facade, it's just, and again, it's, I guess I'm not sure what the difference is. Are these proposed differences, this looks like a new facade color here.
Yeah, I would have to check with our customer because it's kind of this is really early in their process. So I would have to check if what they're planning to do on the building itself. I'm not sure if they're, renovating the whole building yet. So I can definitely check with our customer and see what they're planning.
Only half.
Yeah, the other half is still going to be the tenant that's there.
Yeah, I think you want to keep the facade, and, it's all gotta work together, right? See, I think you want to see the whole, the facade on each side and keep it continuous. And again, the red is the facade, and that's not consistent with the rest of the plaza. But, and what's there. This one's through again, being so bright, primary color. So it seems these more muted tones would be more appropriate for the facade. And what you do with the letters, if those are red, that's a different story, right?
Yes. Steve, how do you handle that when you're dealing with the new tenant? And the CO is being handled through your office relative to the coloring of the building?
Well, that's why this is here, because of the red, I think we could have dealt with it without that red. So
But
that's why.
we're not, what you're saying is we're not sure what they're gonna be doing with the building.
Yeah, I'm not sure if
We're
they're
gonna need to
renovating
know
too
that.
much. Yeah, because the main reason I think they want that red, because they want to paint the south elevation, just the storefront, and then the parapet wall where the west elevation signage is going to be. Mostly because it's pretty far from the main road and it's more facing towards the plaza. So I think they wanted something that's going to kind of catch your attention a little bit more. I printed out some pictures as shows the distance from the road, and then it shows on Google like how I kind of circled where the building is. So you can kind of see how far out that is to show that visibility, which is why I think they want that red to pop a little bit more. I have another copy as well. If you want to pass around, it's another copy.
Thank you.
I won't go any further, Mark.
So that, I think that one was, I think the closest to the main road where you would see that sign, it would be almost 600 feet from there. So that's why they kind of want to get you so you can see the signage from driving that way.
We've also got signage on pylon signs.
Mhm.
Both, and, you know, there's two large pylon signs for the marketplace that are gonna have the Burlington.
Yep.
sign there, right, so along the road, we've identified Burlington as a business within.
Yeah. I think they just want something more to pop, so it's, you know, consistent around all of their locations. So if anywhere you look for a Burlington, you kind of look for the same storefront. That's kind of the idea that they're looking for, so. I can definitely check with them and see if they're willing to change it, to the red faces. It's just something I would have to ask with them first.
Well,
We're gonna want that,
But yeah,
just so you know.
question. I mean, so we've had this come up for two different things in the same meeting. So should we, as a town, have approved reds? Offer? So we're not going back and forth?
Well, so what we're telling her is that the lettering can be red.
Right.
That's the sign. The red building is not acceptable. That's what we're telling her.
Yeah, I think you know, as a presented in each situation.
We don't make the rules and the law, we administrate it, but we just, every single site is gonna be a little different. Every single application in front of you, you're gonna rate on its own merit. The rule that says, we only like this red, you may only like that red, but it'll apply to any site.
Right, Steve,
Okay.
we touched on it before, but don't the guidelines discourage primary color?
Yes.
And I,
It does.
this is pretty much a primary color.
It's
It
Correct.
is.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's a standard already.
So
Yeah.
already in the code,
Yeah.
these types of colors are discouraged. And I don't think, again, using that word, but I don't know the exact language in the code, but.
Go back to that street view. Different building, but could you aim over towards Lowe's?
Yeah.
If you go back up to the aerial, you got some more. Yeah, there you go. Yep.
This is probably the other one might have been on you, but here's. So, you know, for the most part, you kind of got brown, tan, brick on the sides here.
I think if you go more left to the main Lowe's sign, I think they have a colored background too. It's,
Yeah, they
it's
did.
blue, but yeah, if you keep going too, there's more.
Which again is the low branding. and again, but this was done a long time ago, right?
Yeah.
Before the-
20 years ago.
Way before standards, yeah, years and years ago.
But it doesn't look bad.
There also is that Mo's too. I don't know if that's a current tenant. Would that kind of fall under the same guideline?
They're current.
It's there, but again, the signage and all that was done all prior. to-
Violence.
We have updated standards, I think, within the last 6 months,
It's been,
a year.
it's a year, yeah.
Does how far it's from the road determine the color of that one's closer to the road? You don't want it versus something that's set back? Does that make a difference?
No.
No. Red's red, okay. Well,
Mary, you all set? Zach?
I'm all set. Thank you.
I am as well. Mike?
yeah, well, so-
Steve?
That's all I have.
You know, Mark?
Yeah, I don't have anything else. I think we've got, you have enough direction.
I think my only question would be if they do switch to the red letters, would that fall under a regular sign permit or would I still have to apply for a variance?
If you're not exceeding the previous signage in square footage, then you'd be all set.
So it would be approved if it was the switch colors? Okay.
You would handle that internally?
Question to
Yeah.
ask, so,
'cause that's
okay.
what Wilkins is, right? Just the opposite of what they got, right?
What's that?
Wilkins is the other way around, switch, red, white versus the on the sign itself with the Wilkins.
You all set?
Yes, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for your
That concludes our agenda items. Any discussion from the team? If not, do we have a motion to adjourn?
Motion to adjourn.
And do we have a second?